People who think they can't walk anymore or get up and get off the ground, being able to get up by the end of class, like just jump right up and feel free. I mean, I've seen what people would call miracles that didn't involve a scalpel or a pain pill.
Aloha, my name is Juliana. I'm a licensed acupuncturist in massage therapy for a few years, and I'm really pleased to be here with Efro. Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, thank you for having me. We're at this wonderful Dal Del Mar. This is the acupuncture clinic of Sweet Juliana here in Kaka'ako.
I'm gonna provide education, and we wanna empower people to be part of their own healing journey.
Absolutely, absolutely. I myself am certified in the Fascianator Method. I do life coaching, energy healing. I've got Reiki. It says, what happens in the body when these approaches complement one another? So basically, we're going to hypothesize, right? Because seeing as how we're on the forefront of these modalities overlapping, we're going to see what's going to happen before people who are going to subjectively test this in the future. I was in research science, and so all I did was follow around after the people who did it in the first place, and then confirmed or denied what they what they had happening. But I can definitely tell you that just being supple and being open and allowing your fascia to be free and flow, people are going to start to notice their own habits, be they positive or negative, and they're going to realize that feedback so that they start increasing the ones that help them, decrease the ones that are detrimental, and maybe even be more open to receive the work so that they can level up instead of kind of spiraling in a similar space. They actually start to graduate to new levels of health and wellness.
I think what I love the most to see happen is when people can do the things that they love. They can do the sports that they love, they can do that hobby that they love, they can be more present with their loved ones, they can travel, they can dance, they can
Yes.
just um, flow, they can feel better, they can sleep better.
Yes, yes.
So
They're growing younger, actually.
yeah,
Like,
longevity is a big
yes.
one.
Yeah, so many people, they think that growing older means falling apart. And this really helps kind of stitch everything back together. You get to regain your life. You get to enjoy your retirement. Or if you have to work and do whatever, you're doing it with less pain up to being pain free. For people who think they can't walk anymore or get up and get off the ground, being able to get up by the end of class, like just jump right up and feel free. I mean, I've seen what people would call miracles that didn't involve a scalpel or a pain pill.
That, especially that.
I mean,
Yeah.
imagine not being able to get pregnant because there's some kind of fertility issue because of all the endocrine disruptors in the soaps, in the clothing, and growing up in a place that had, let's say, toxic water or something like that. Rolling out for a few months, hydrating the body, giving the body healthy foods, and then, oh, I'm pregnant, and I was just about to go to a fertility clinic, and that actually happened. Just saved these people $24,000 to $38,000, and that was like a few years ago. Imagine now how much it's actually costs to go get fertility treatments.
That is a big one. Yeah, avoiding any type of really invasive intervention. I think it's wonderful. There is another option that it doesn't involve, having to go through these interventions that are really invasive, that can cause a lot of scarring and kind of worsen the restriction, create more pressure, and
I think it
And
also villainizes the body a little bit too. Like, oh, it's your uterus that's the problem. Let's just take everything out because
mhm,
your uterus is messed up. And it's like, oh, maybe it's the stuck fascia around it. Maybe it's the
mhm.
clothing that has all the toxins and chemicals in it. But I'm working out every day. Why would I have these issues? You know,
It's like
because.
finding the root
Mm-hmm,
of
mm-hmm.
what is causing the imbalance in your body.
Right.
I think that is really the question. Like what is what is starting this process of me becoming less harmonious with my body. I think that's really good thing to think about, like why we have so much, or perceive that there has to be this type of kind of violence in the body,
Right, right,
just cut me, just rip me, just um go hard,
right.
like
In
there
order
is
for it to
gentle.
be there, in order for it to be valid, it's related to violence or power. And
Mm-hmm.
in order for nature to actually flow, there are things that have intensity to them, like let's say a flood or something like that. But overall, the growth of fruits and vegetables and flowers and things, they're all done gently. It does withstand, and that gentleness, that being able to flow, helps it withstand storms,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
high
find
wind, all these things.
resilience.
Yes. So the
Mm-hmm.
flowing, maybe they'll have better resilience as well. Can fascial release impact things beyond pain, like stress, sleep, or emotional well-being? Yes.
100%.
I think
100%.
we went over that, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, there's a man that I work with that had a stroke, and he's only 40, which is very young. And he had tried and was exhausted with. He had tried everything, and after rolling him, and I taught his wife how to roll him, he was able to start to, within a week or so, he was able to start feeling his fingers. He's also able to start feeling his leg. Um, like he could feel the nerves kind of turning on again. And it felt like beautiful to be able to give this woman her husband back, his kids, their father back, um, and then helping him learn, because men are just forced to just push through and man up and not feel, and for him to soften and to feel and to start to receive these benefits that are just going to echo throughout his family. So
Mm-hmm.
it's very rewarding to help people. What would you say to someone who has tried everything but is still in pain or disconnected from their body?
That's a good question. Have tried everything. Yeah, I kind of would like to maybe um, kind of question a little more. What have you tried, and have you thought about different ways um, you could be more open? And at the end of the day, I think I want everybody to know that they are powerful,
Mm.
that they do have the power to overcome any challenge. First of all, not allow anybody to tell you you're messed up, or there's
Oh, yeah.
something wrong with
That's
you.
huge. Yeah.
I think that's one of the things that I hear, and I'm like, no, you are, every one of us are perfect creations. There's nothing wrong with us. It's just different challenges that we have, and we all can overcome these challenges. There's something that presents in our life that we perceive as a challenge is always an opportunity.
Right. Right.
Always an opportunity to learn something new, to experience something new, and at the end of the day, when you overcome these challenges, then you can lend a hand to the next person.
Absolutely.
You know, so it creates a ripple of effect in the community, like you say, with your family, with everything. So any health challenges that present into your life, just see it as an opportunity.
Right. Beautiful.
Not something like what's wrong with me, or like,
right.
oh,
You're searching for some, by the nature of saying what they're saying, because they're using absolutes, right?
yes.
I absolutely don't believe in absolutes. You tried everything. That's a literal impossibility to have tried everything. Are you in pain? You might be skewed. Like your lenses are pain lenses. So maybe that pain has a different origin than what you think it is, right? Have you actually received what those modalities are that you've tried? Because I like to say there's several ways to get to the number 9. There's going to be a way that you're going to find for yourself, be it a combination of different things or one specific thing or two things, to figure out what is the issue with your pain. What is the issue with, being open-minded enough to receive that? Have you slowed down? Do you have a goal that you're actually trying to get to, subconscious to you? Oh, well, let's say they say, well, I want to feel like I did 10 years ago. Well, 10 years ago, that's a whole nother river, right? You can't step in the same river twice. Things are going to feel different now than they felt before, especially if you've gone through major trauma and, you've got the physiological barrier, your physical barrier, your emotional barrier, which is very sneaky. And then you've got your mental barrier. And so there are several layers to get down to what it is. I bet you haven't tried this. I bet you haven't tried this.
It's always an invitation to
grow, to expand, to be open. Are you open to your own healing and wellness? Is it part of your ego to define yourself as being in pain? Yes. Do you need to be in pain? Do you think you need to be in pain to get the attention that you need or desire? There's several different reasons why people hold on to pain. Are you just afraid that that thing that hurt or that trauma that happened will happen again if you feel good? Right? So there's multiple ways to view something, to see something, but if someone's in that state, I've tried everything. Have you tried this? What have you tried? Right? And then where do you want to go with it?
Yeah, I think, number one, belief, in yourself and your own body's healing capacities. And second is like when you look for help, try to follow your intuition and find somebody that resonates with you, that makes you feel safe, to open up.
And are someone using fear tactics to get you to say, yes, I will cut myself open and have this invasive thing happen to me, when your instincts are telling you, maybe I should just relax and slow down, or maybe there's something else I can try? Are you afraid of feeling pain? Because ultimately, whatever you are focused on grows. You can say, I don't want to be in pain. You're going to focus on the pain and keep going towards that pain. And if you think, you're going to kind of bump along to make it become more painful instead of freeing and opening up to that next level. And you can actually be pain-free. It's so wild. Like the first time I felt pain-free, and granted, I still am working back and I oscillate, right? But the first time I felt pain-free, I was like, something's wrong. What is this? This is weird. Like, I don't need anything. Like, I don't need a painkiller or an emotional numbing agent, or like I'm actually safe emotionally. This is strange. That's a kid, right? So I'm going to go find something that causes me some, so that I can then feel comfortable again, right? And that has to do with nervous system regulation, right? Because sometimes our nervous systems aren't ready to give up or of that old scenario or that old definition as well.
Yeah, that doesn't have to define you. No, every day is a new day, it's a new opportunity.
I think we answered this question in the first part, right? How does improving fascial health help people age better and maintain mobility long term? Well, fascial freedom and is longevity, right? We talked about in the first part what kids, their resonance, their energies, right? Their energy level. There even you can the testing on children on what like you could take like an electrical equipment and you could test the child versus testing an adult, right? When you have flow, when you have freedom, you don't have as much pain, or you don't have any pain at all. You are free to move. One woman who had chronic migraines for over 40 years and they went away. And so it was just the relief of having peace of mind, being able to not shut down at the end of the day because of having such a terrible headache, that you can actually get out and help people and live again. People who didn't think they could walk, walking and enjoying and traveling.
I think it's important to understand that sometimes we, for example, are long periods of time that we are not moving. Let's say when we are sleeping, right? We're sleeping, we are in a static position for long periods of time, and then when you wake up, you just, I don't know, start running right away. I think we need to help our bodies is like we wake up and then we incorporate some gentle stretching, movement, hits, full range dynamic stretching. And because during that time that we are immobile, the fascia kind of, settles down, and it creates like this fuzz. The fluids are not flowing as usual. So starting the day with a warm bath, with a gentle movement, and of course, it is, I don't know if you have experienced sometimes when people is immobile, when they have to, like, let's say they brace one of your feet, maybe you have a fracture and an injury, and you don't move that area of your body for long periods of time, you can see that the tissue starts to change. And I think I compare that, let's say if somebody starts to age and they never go from the floor up.
Right.
When was the last time you squatted down, or when was the last time that you stretch? If you stop that movement, or if you have this one repetitive movement that you do over and over and over again, and you don't undo it,
right,
or you spend lots of time in front of a computer 9 hours, that starts to reduce the circulation, the fluid movement. So it's important that in between you try to incorporate movement, warmth, absolutely warmth, and start to move the fluid before you do intense workout, or before you make a big demand on your body.
So the rolling technique, like I'm spoiled, right? Because I teach it. But I'm going to incorporate that warm shower, and then, because I like to get up and drink like a liter of water with a pinch of sea salt or a lye of sea salt, so there's like minerals and stuff in it. But then if I do that with the warm shower, that would be even better. And then I roll, right? Because it's a simple process. You're not exerting a lot of tension or pressure, and you're slowly kind of just waking your body up. And it makes me more supple and mobile for every type of movement.
Exactly.
Be it going down the stairs. Like I've noticed that depending on the type of mattress and stuff you have, if it's too soft, your body's going to be stiff upon moving anyway, right? Or even if it's too hard, if you're not getting up and down off of the ground, then there's a lot of different load bearing and different things like that, because the body loves homeostasis. It's always looking for the pattern and how to best support you in that pattern. So like she was saying, how stiff you get typing, how stiff you get laying down, all of that stuff can be worked out through you creating systems for yourself to kind of help yourself remember how to use the body, what the mechanics are that we understand, and then trusting your instincts, right? Mm-hmm. We're not saying, okay, well, the only way to do this is if you get up and then you roll and then do a 5-mile hike. It's like, no, what works for you feasibly in your time structure, in your system, and then setting it up piece by piece. Maybe it starts off with you have water and a shower, or you have water and a bath, or you just start where you are with what you have, doing what you can, but knowing what you know now, doing the same thing over and over again, that has been reinforcing the pain and reinforcing the stiffness. It's time for you to actively make a change, even if you have to make a note for yourself and leave it taped up next to your bed or on the ceiling or something that says it's time to do soft movement, or it's time to remember to drink water upon rising, or something like that.
Yeah, gentle, like walking, right? Like that study about the blue zones of the world, and how people are always walking, laughing, and if they're picking up their food, they're going down, they're running stairs, they go up the hills, like there's that component of like, we need to go moving. And it is really interesting having good relationships.
Oh, yes.
Yes, so
having community, not just isolating yourself, right?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of interesting levels of the old paradigm of society trying to make you feel cringe, trying to make you feel ashamed of thinking or feeling or being. But in reality, we're all just here, right? Doing our best to have life, enjoy life. And we do that better through community than through just by ourselves. So we are almost done with our 20 questions. It only took 3 hours. No, 2 hours.
Okay,
hopefully by the end we're not. I think we've answered most of the questions, to be fair.
Are we gonna cut it about how long is this video gonna be?
Well, it's in 2 parts. The first one is like 45.
Okay.
So it's in 2 parts. Okay. So this last question in this little area is, do I have a favorite story or client experience that illustrates the power of fascia healing? Do you have a favorite story?
I think you say some really good ones about.
I know I said like some really good stories so far. And like at the beginning of my career in this, and I've already got like a nice set of stories. I guess the one from myself, really, once I started rolling regularly, to find out, like, not wanting to own traumatic experiences has kept me at a level of disconnection with myself that I didn't put on airs. I wasn't trying to be someone I wasn't. I just wasn't telling my story. I just wasn't telling my side of certain traumatic experiences. And it's not that I just expected them to disappear, but I didn't realize how heavy it was weighing on me. And so I'm rolling, and I had that whole release, right? After practicing so hard with the somatic yoga, just one little roll, a full-on release, crying, and just being okay with it gone. After that, it cleared out. And so I had another stressful situation happen, or some pressure happen. And I know that in the beginning, like a year before that, or maybe even a few months before that, I wouldn't have been able to handle it. I would have been shut down for the whole day, or had it emotionally checked out, or I disassociated. I didn't even know I disassociated. And at that point, I was like, hey, I'm still here right now. And the fact that I even said to myself, hey, I'm still here right now, and this is uncomfortable. Have I been leaving the whole time? And then to have a whole, I've lost years to disassociation. That's part of one of those trauma responses. When you disassociate, your memory is just really spotty. You lose years, like, people will come up to me and they'll be like, you remember when you did it? And I was like, no, but I'm glad that you have such great memories of me being a nice person. I'm glad I didn't dissociate and, be terrible. I was always kind. And so it was just one of those things where I had to mourn that, right? I had to mourn the April who was so stuck in trauma and wasn't able to rely on so many people in the past that should have been able to rely on. That it's like, that's okay, that's who you are, and you're still a great person, and you're still doing your best, and you're still showing up, and you're still helping other people. And so it's brought like a whole sense of wholeness to me to be able to just be present for people, okay, and knowing that I'm better than I was before. So I think that's like my favorite story, I guess.
Maybe that's why you can help people, right? Because you had that experience yourself.
Right. And I can see it when people, when they shut down or when they're having difficulties, and it's like a person can only open up when they're ready. However, if your body is stuck in a pattern of you being resistant or in fight or flight, you have to find a tool for yourself to open you out of that. You have to be willing to look at some painful pieces. And it's like, of course, because this is following up what it's like getting out of a DVAC situation, right? How could I have done that? I'm so well educated, but my nervous system was wired to end up that way because I was trying to bypass that I went through so much trauma to heal. And so in my nervous system sense of I'm too free, I'm too happy, I gotta find something that brings me back to what I understand and know. And it's like, why is this so familiar? I kept asking myself too through the traumatic process, why is this familiar? I don't like what's happening, but it's still really familiar. It's like, oh, you grew up in this situation. Oh, this has happened before and it wasn't safe then, and it's not safe now, and you don't want to normalize it for your own child. So therefore, you have to separate from the situation. And it's
like that was your comfort zone,
right? And it's messed up that some people's comfort zone or my comfort zone was tolerant of abuse. It was expected, right? And so for someone to come up to me and to be nice, it would mess with my nervous system. But I didn't understand that. I was just like, oh, that person might not be right for me. Oh, I don't think that they like me or something like that, And it's like, actually, they were there and they were supportive and they were present in a way that you've not experienced. Trying to pressure you. They weren't trying to gaslight you. They weren't trying to manipulate you. They were actually just being there. And it's just like, oh, that's what normal feels like. That's what connection really feels like. Oh man, I better take these weird trauma glass lenses off. And it's like, oh, okay, that's the occiput release, right? At the end of the class. And so it was just one of those, woo, all right. No need to disassociate, no need, and here I am. So
I love it. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah. Thank you for listening.
Yay.
And you too, apparently, because it's on camera. So. Well answered. What about you? Did you have any cool release stories?
I think every day I'm just really, really happy to do the work that I do. I can see my clients as the most beautiful part, that once you create that relationship, you can see them just getting better and better and better, improving their lives, and
it's so cool.
helping the people also that they love. And it's just kind of spreading. Once you feel good, you show up better in the world.
Absolutely.
And other people also contributes, and it's just a ripple effect.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
I love that too about it. Like, just I'm gonna help you feel better, that's gonna help whoever you interact with feel better. And that's how we make the world a better place, honestly.
Yes.
Honestly, I'm very thankful.
Wonderful.
I'm very thankful for this opportunity. What lifestyle choices, hydration, movement, stress management affect fascia? I think we talked about that a little bit. Did I say that, on average, the human body's fascia holds up to 4 gallons of water? And so when you're drinking water and you're not absorbing water, it's because of crystallization in fascia. So if you imagine there's a natural sponge and it's holding your veins and arteries and like it's surrounding your nerves. If that natural sponge is dry, it's hard, it's crunchy, it's not letting things go through. And what it needs is hydration and pressure, which is what we offer with a Fascianator rolling class. So that pressure, and while taking water, giving it some place to go through the system, it hydrates, it plumps it up so that you can feel again. And sometimes people have a lot of painful feeling, but that's because that choking has got it turned into an on position. And so you want to be able to soften it so that it can relax and turn off. Your body is guarding itself. So we want to turn down that.
Something I learned recently that I think is fascinating is that, when we drink a lot of water, right? And immediately, maybe 20 minutes later, you just, flush all that water. So it's really good, kind of like to flush the system. Yes, we need this water, but we also get hydration from uh, like wet foods. So what would be wet foods? Would be soups, stews,
watermelon,
porridges, yeah, fruits. So those contribute with their hydration because they have so many vitamins, they have so much minerals and enzymes and all kinds of good stuff that we need. And actually it nourishes all the fluids, like, they have collagen.
Yes.
They supply collagen. So it's really important. And I remember when I was a child too, this was something that my teacher brought up. There was always some kind of stew cooking, there was always some kind of soup going. Yes, there was something wet besides your food, the protein, salad, the rice. Well, I'm Latina, so we always have rice and stuff. And it's true, and it sticks to my mind that back then we, incorporated soup always with every single meal.
Oh, interesting.
Right? So it's really good to keep in mind that yes, we need to drink a lot of water, but having more bone broth, having more soups, more stews, more wet foods also contributes into our hydration. And I think culturally here we tend to have maybe more dry foods, right?
Like fried food is a drying technique.
Yes, yes,
Because
yes.
I also went to culinary school. So I'm like, and then just
it removes all the moisture.
Yes, it takes all the moisture, and we're so like this. The American culture is very fried everything or processed everything,
so
and
it creates a lot of heat in the body. So it's really good to incorporate these things, and of course, herbal teas.
Oh yes. And that's the thing. If water is boring to you, right, then you get to supplement it because your body is most likely calling for it. If you're feeling really, really stiff because of the dehydration process that happens during rest, right, your body is using all the water to get all of the things processing, all of your organ systems working, right? You want to hydrate just to get things moving and flowing. But let's say you want some electricity to that, adding some lemon juice or some lime juice or a pinch of salt or all of the above, right? That's going to get things going as well.
Yeah, reduce the sugar intake.
You know that when we, like, for the example, when you have a cold, you have a lot of mucus, you get up, you take a shower. If it's warm, the mucus will try to leave your body, right? You'll try to cough it up, or you'll be able to blow it out of your nose in that warm shower because everything is wet and hydrating. And like we said earlier, fascia is also that mucus that comes out of the body. It's a liquid matrix just as it's a physical structural matrix. So it's taking those dead white blood cells and toxins out of the system. So just remembering to hydrate in any way.
Very important.
And the nutrient dense hydration.
Yes.
If someone only had 10 minutes a day, what's one thing they could do to care for their fascia?
Like I said, nice hot shower, a lot of dynamic stretching, and more so than even static stretching, which is really good. But I think, making sure that all your joints have full range of motion, that the fluid in the joints is starting to get, more warm, and more less viscous, less sticky, more fluid. That's what you want.
I'm going to say an off the cuff one here because I just thought about it because I was like, what involves the whole body aside from like drinking liquids with electrons in them? I would say if you have 10 minutes, if you could get in like a full body, hardcore laugh, that's gonna shake your whole body. That's gonna reset your like nervous system.
I absolutely love that.
I was like laughter. So I'm like, what shakes the body, but it's enjoyable?
Yes.
Just laughing, just being in that state of gratitude, because that it's just part of one of the joys of life, right?
Yes.
So just kind of basking in that. So it'd be good for the fascial programming.
Yes. I love that.
I know that was like it. I was like,
that's true, right? Like vibrate, shaking, and
yeah, because
happy, and
even that sound of the laugh, it's gonna stimulate the vagus nerve, right? So it's gonna help calm the system and keep you ready to flow, more adaptable and lighthearted about things when they are intense. Like things can be intense in life. Okay. So how does working with fascia connect with the larger concept of self-healing? I feel like we've been over it in every which way. Maybe I should have did 10 questions instead of 15 questions because I definitely think we answered it. But fascia is everything, right? Because what is fascia? What isn't fascia? Was the question in the beginning, right? Because where is fascia? What is it? And all this. It's everywhere. It's in between all the things. It's holding it together.
Yeah.
And ultimately, if you're not working with fascia, okay, if you're doing yoga, you're stretching muscles, but muscles are held together and glide because of fascia. If you're meditating, you're still working with the nervous system and the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system in terms of like calming and relaxing, and the vagus nerve. The fascia is still connecting all of it. If you're working with exercise, same thing with the muscles, right? If you're doing acupuncture and acupressure and all these things, still same things with the fascia. Massage therapy, fascia. I'm just going to say it. Fascia, 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 self-healing, fascia, fascia.
Yeah.
Just fascia, fascia.
It's so interconnected.
Right. And because of that electrical gradient part of it, and us being bodies of water and water having that polarity, it's part of the whole electricity of being human, the electricity of being that connection, that spark. And sometimes when you are healing, right, you have things that will come and test that healing, and we'll call those triggers, right? And then you also have things that come and like vibrate with you, right? You start to attract and start to see the synchronicities and start to flow with everything. And your fascial freedom really does help with that, right? Honoring the self first.
Resilience.
Yes, resiliency. Very good. That's a good one. It's a good word. Okay, last two questions. What excites you the most about being a part of this work with me?
What excites me the most is to really see the community that we are gonna, create and help. And I'm really excited to think that we are gonna grow, and we're gonna let this information sinking into more and more and more people, and let them know that there is an alternative to conventional medicine that um, I know, and we all have experience, is continuously letting us down. Is not giving us the tools that we need to really thrive. And I think this is like a seed that we can, start to grow that self awareness and know that it is possible to heal, it is possible to be proactive in our own health, in our own life. And, pretty soon, hopefully, we are no longer gonna, continue to follow this pattern of disempowerment. Um, and, it's gonna be really good to be able to witness that. And I hope I'm here to witness it as well.
We're definitely gonna both be. We're in it to win it at this point.
Exactly.
My favorite and most exciting part about working with you is definitely growing the community. It's making people more aware about what they're capable of doing, right? Because the hegemony of Western medicine is it's out of your hands, it's all us, and your body is failing, and it's a terrible thing. And just to revive, it's okay to be in your body. It's safe to be in your body. The embodiment practice, right? Because there's so many people divorced from their emotions. They try to suppress them, divorced from they think their body, they can't feel in their body, they check out. There's a lot of disassociate. I didn't realize I wasn't just the only one, right? There's a lot of people disassociating. So just seeing people in their bodies, enjoying life, as is one of my I'm really excited about. And we're at the forefront of science, more or less, because science only follows up experimentations that have been done. And when science does its best to create something, what science is doing, because I believe science is a religion, it's not just a methodology, and it's not concrete. It's the same way that light is both a particle and a wave, and it changes based on observation. Science is similar in its behavioral systems. But what's truth is always truth, especially when it comes from the individuality. So we're talking about the blending of physiology, of Eastern medicine, of connection and community, of layering it with science, and incorporating spiritual aspects to it. Earthly aspects to it, because there's the 5 elements, reminding people that they're more than just a failed body, right? They're a progress, and changing the view on aging, because we can grow younger, we can grow healthier, we can actually have a really beautiful heaven on earth experience for all of us. And so the foundation, I believe, is coming into the self, coming into the body, and reframing what pain is. So many people are so afraid of pain or avoiding death, but they, by doing so, attract more pain, attract more, I guess, death of themselves, right? What's happening when things become stiff? It's called rigor. And what we're all avoiding is rigor mortis. So we got to keep it moving. We got to keep it flowing.
Yeah, it's an opportunity.
Yes.
Like I said previously, it's an opportunity that is presenting to, our lives, for us to, if this challenge is coming into my life, it's because there is something I can do, there's something I can learn, there's something there for me. It's not against me.
Right.
It is all for my benefit.
Man, I felt like this is so beautiful. I felt like crying this entire time. Just like, oh, that's so true. It's so true. It's so true. Okay. If we could leave people with one message about fascia and healing, what would it be?
Ooh, I like that word about resilience. We are resilient. Like we're
Yes.
very resilient. Fascia is constantly remodeling, moving, changing, and yeah, we need to just work with it.
You are important. Your body is important. You are here for a reason. You are valuable. And it's time to treat yourself like the gem you are. You are the answer to your ancestors' prayers. You are a gift the earth gave herself. So stay present.
Wow. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much for doing this
Thank
interview
you
with
so
me.
much.
I appreciate it. It was so
Beautiful.
fun. This is fun. We'll have to do this again sometime.